Browns 0-8 at home. Just sad.
I haven't heard you this down since Dr. Brown got fired. It's a game that we were in, and it's a game that we just don't finish.
I don't want to watch anymore.
Why? Why does that happen? I'm so sick of watching those plays.
0-16.
I definitely do not want to watch this all 22.
That's up and down to me. That looks like dysfunction. Welcome back, Survivors, episode 33 of Season 3. Putting up all threes like the Browns offense. 3-3-3.
Oh,
I'm Adam. Greg's here. That was terrible. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was an awful intro, but here we are. Losers.
Here we are. They scored 2 touchdowns today. One to Callaway, one to DeVelve. In the most complete garbage time touchdown in the history of football. Yeah, that was ugly. And right before we got on, you told me you got fired.
I got tricked by a fake account.
Fake Mike Silver got you for 1 second. You went, yep. You got fired. Oh no, he didn't. This is not real. I even said excited the game just got over. He would literally go into the locker room, say, "All right, we'll come back. We'll have practice on Monday." And then Dorsey goes, "Hugh, you're fired." Okay. Let me get my stuff. I'm out of here. And then
don't even go to the presser.
He doesn't get to go to the presser. He doesn't get to go on the team plane back home. Or, they take the bus. They took a bus there. Oh, boy, that's got to be a quiet bus trip all the way back to Cleveland. Good Lord.
Embarrassing.
We were worried about this game. I mean, we thought this was going to be a tough one. And pretty much turned out exactly like that. It's frustrating. The offense marches right down the field in that first possession, and then they can't get anything going the rest of the game. And the defense once again was doing their job. Now you look at it, you go, "Oh, they gave up 33 points." Yeah, but the defense was putting them in position. It wasn't until later in the game where the defense is just clearly out of gas because they're on the field for 8 trillion plays. What is the difference in plays? I don't know if you have those stats in front of you.
I do. Yeah. Total plays for the Browns is 59 and only 68 for the Steelers, even though it does not feel like it.
But they average 6.2 yards per play to our 4. 4 yards per play that's abysmal. Ridiculous, that's terrible. Yeah. 4.3 yards per pass. Baker, he was only sacked twice, but I mean, he's running for his life the entire game. You clearly have no receivers that can get any separation whatsoever. I mean, if Joe Hayden is locking you up to the point where you cannot run past him, Damian Ratley, sorry that we have to rely on you at this point. I don't expect much of a 6th-round pick, but good Lord, just absolutely getting draped. I don't even to go up. See, the difference between having good receivers and then having the receivers we have is that ball that gets intercepted doesn't get intercepted when you have a good quality wide receiver out there. One, he goes up and makes a play for the ball. It's more like a 50-50 jump ball.
Yeah.
He doesn't get pushed. He doesn't allow it to doesn't get pushed to the sideline. I mean, Joe Hayden played it like a vet, played perfect technique, rode him almost out of bounds there, and then just steals the ball away. That's the difference between having a rookie over there trying to do stuff to having a guy who's been there, who's done it before, a veteran guy. That stuff doesn't happen. If that's Des Bryant going up, he goes up, and maybe he doesn't catch the ball, but at least he has a shot at it, and Hayden's not taking that away.
Did those fucking idiots on the broadcast say that Hayden's playing himself into a Pro Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched all the Steelers games. Maybe he's playing his ass off this year.
He's playing himself into a missed Pro Bowl because of a hamstring injury. I mean, come on. He's not playing in the Pro Bowl.
I mean...
Great coverage, CBS, by the way. I'm annoyed by your coverage every time they're on CBS. It's just horrible.
Well, that's tough because most of their games are on CBS. Almost every coverage is terrible anymore. But overall, it was just another frustrating game. Penalties, nonstop, the offensive line getting killed. We could probably just replay the same show over and keep doing it. Our tackles are getting annihilated. Duke Johnson, what do you come out? You get Duke the ball. Boom. 1 play for 7. Next play for 8. and he gets a little dinged up. And then I don't even remember. I saw him come back into the game. Did he even have another ball thrown his way? Did he have he had a couple carries after that, right?
Yeah.
He had two carries. One was a -3, and the other one was a 3-yard run. And then he had those 2 catches. All right, they gave him both of them 8 yards and 3 targets. Again, now this is. I just can't watch this anymore. And then we're going to sit there. I really thought, okay, this is a smart game plan. What they came out did on the first drive seemed like something they could do basically on every single drive. You're going to feed the ball to your playmakers, get Duke involved. Let's keep doing that. And then you completely go away from the rest of the game. David Njoku doesn't even have a pass thrown his way. One pass that was thrown his way was a defensive pass interference in the end zone that ended up turning into the Callaway touchdown. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand what they are trying to do offensively, but it's not working. It's clearly not working.
I think we should do more Landry screen passes.
I was actually going to tweet that.
Stoked about those.
You know what? Nobody has ever said we need to run more Landry screen passes. Nobody, we're doing them every single possession now. We're going to start it with a Landry screen pass. And the other thing that's killing them, there's 2 things that's killing them. Those kind of plays where they get 0, and then when they get those negative runs. If you look back to the early goings, it was Chubb got a -3 on only a couple possessions into the game, and then that set of downs results in a punt. Then they come back the next time, he gets another -4. That set of downs results in a punt. Then they come back later in the game when they are losing 3 or 4 yards on first down. It's just putting them in the worst possible predicament, and it's happening way too often. You can't take these, you can't get these runs for losses. You have to at least get back to the line of scrimmage or get a couple yards. You have to move the ball forward, and there's just way too many negative plays early downs. It's absolutely killing them.
I think, we got to talk about Haley here doing the screens and taking these, Landry screens -3 on first down. It doesn't make any sense. I think Haley probably doesn't deserve all the blame here. I think that the tackles are so terrible. Haley wants to get the ball out of Mayfield's hand as soon as possible. We cannot run play action because there's no time to throw the ball. None. 0.
Yeah.
So I think, everyone wants to probably blame Haley, and maybe for good measure. I don't know how creative you can get when you're just panicked that there's going to be no time. So what, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. So there might just be absolutely nothing you can do at this point, unless you're going to put Joe Bitonio back at left tackle, bring Corbett back to left guard. What can you do besides make a position change? And it's so there's just, what's the depth there? So the only other guy they could play is Greg Robinson. At this point, is there a reason not to go to Greg Robinson? I guess it feels like they definitely need to make some kind of change. What it is, I don't know. I'm not sure either what's going to help. There's so often where they're just blocking with 5. It's not very often where there's chips on the ends. You see how many guys are rushing free all the time.
So many free rushers.
Running back, so many, and running backs aren't asked to block. It could just be the scheme that Haley's running, where he's just not providing enough protection for Baker either.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. I can understand probably where he's coming from. All right, I don't trust my tackles, so let's just do, screen, wide receiver hitch. It was kind of obvious in the Tampa game. Tampa has no secondary. The Steelers have given up a boatload of points this year. In the secondary, we got to throw the ball downfield. But if you have no time to step up and throw the ball downfield, you can't do it.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I don't think it's just no time. I think it's a combination of both. You don't have the receivers to go run those routes either. I think, yes, your tackles have not done a good job, but even when you do get the time where we've seen it, there's no separation whatsoever in those guys. Now, there was a couple balls that got away from Landry or from Mayfield today where he probably should have hit the guy, But when you look at most of those throws downfield, the guys are right in their hip pocket. We do not have good receivers. We do not have good tackles. It just might be, this is it. This is the most you're going to see out of this offense based on the talent that is put out there on a week-to-week basis. You might not be able to get more than this. This is it. They have maybe hit their ceiling. That's how bad it is. That's how bad talent-wise. Now, defensively, you're still doing things, and they're making plays, and I think they are just so tired at this point. They've played an extra game. When you look at Garrett and you look at Ogunjobi's snaps, it's basically a game and a half more than what the guys at that position have played compared to them in the league. I think they are just tired. They need the bye week horribly bad right now. You can't say I just don't know offensively though if there's anything you can do going forward that is even going to make it any better.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you go.
I'm just not
the
sure.
Steelers
about
go
it.
3 and out. You get the Kindred pick. You get the 3 and out, and then they score after a 3rd and 11. They find Brown open for 15, and then they score a touchdown on a blown Kindred cover 2.
Yep.
Now it's 7-6, and it's like it was done. It was done. Steelers went on some kind of 19-minute drive the next time out.
7 minutes, I believe, is what. But we'll say 19. I like that.
Yeah,
I like the exaggeration a little bit more.
They started their own 12 and just just matriculated. It was so easy, and then it just felt like they were deflated.
I mean, there's a lot of
6, and the game was over.
They made a lot of plays on third down, though. You know, they made a number of plays on third down where they just barely got it. On the other hand, the Browns, I know you track this, it seemed like the Browns couldn't make a third down today.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 converted third downs. A 3rd and 4, we got a DPI.
It says 3 for 13, so one of them was DPI, one of them a penalty.
In the end zone, remember that one?
Yeah, okay.
So 3, yeah. 3rd and 6, Ratley. 3rd and 5, Mayfield ran for 1. 3rd and 3, Landry. That's it. The rest are garbage.
3 for 13. Whew. I don't get it, man. It's tough to watch. I can't wait to go back and watch this one because I want to see again what is going on down the field. What does Mayfield have to look at? It's ugly, man. It's ugly. I don't know what else to say about it. Offensively, they're pitiful.
They get they get the safety, which Harrison's holding on a screen pass for the second week in a row. Hilarious.
Yes.
Take a safety. It's 16-6.
You mean?
Go ahead.
You mean the one play where you can literally just let the guy run right through?
Yeah.
You're holding on.
So it's 16-6. They kick the free kick. Right? The Steelers let it go. And I guess I didn't know the rule. I am fucking screaming in my house, pick it up and run.
Run.
They just dive on it. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? That's a free, that's a live ball. And then everyone's like, yeah, they could have scored. Oh, wait, you can't advance that. Okay, my bad. I was going bonkers there. I was like, our special teams is so terrible. They don't even know the rules. That was pissing me off. Yeah. But anyway, we get the ball back. We score. Hey, let's cut it to 3. Nope, missed extra point. Come on. It's just, we cannot. The difference between 16-13 and 16-12 is huge. I think it's like you miss the extra point and we just throw the game away.
This is why Hugh's saying it's not me, it's the players. They have opportunity. They're in position, and they can't get it done. All the players suck. It's not me. We can't kick field goals. There's always some kind of excuse. Right? I sit here and have these discussions every day with these people with Hugh. Oh, we love Hugh Jackson. He should stay here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, regardless if he stays here or not, he's not doing anything to make your team better. It's just not happening. And then all they say, well, it's just the players. They blame them. The guy can't make a field goal. Okay, so he has nothing. He has no say in any of the play. He can't pick the players at all. He doesn't have any say in hey, Harrison's not getting the job done at left tackle. Maybe we should try somebody else. He's not allowed to do that. Apparently, the head coach. He's not allowed to pick who the quarterback's going to be. He's got he's going to play Tyrod earlier. No, it was an organizational decision. It wasn't Hughes.
Yeah. I think we should just stop having the discussions about the coaching because they're all gone at the end of the season. It really doesn't matter, right? At this point, none of them are surviving. It doesn't matter if he gets fired tomorrow, if he gets fired on the bye week, or he gets fired at the end of the season. Hugh's not going to be here next year. Haley's probably not going to be here next year. You have to wipe these dudes out.
Yeah. I just tend to wonder, like, if you just got, I just want to see if you just get a above average coach right now, how well would these guys be playing? How much different would they be playing with a guy that's like an established real head coach? Because I look at it and I'm thinking, I'm watching these guys and I see there's things in my head that I'm going, if they try these things, if they try to get Duke the ball more, they could move this offense a little bit. If they could try to get Seth the Valve in the game, which they do late, and then he catches a touchdown. He's got 3 balls thrown to him this year. He has 3 catches. Yeah, they can't even find any snaps for the guy.
When nothing's going on offensively, you're not even going to put him in the game to try him out? Like, nothing was happening.
It doesn't make sense.
Do something. Do something different.
No, we're gonna run Ratley and Callaway on the outside. Get Joe Hayden. Put Njoku out there with Joe Hayden. The Steelers don't even move their corners. You can make whatever matchup you want with the Steelers. It's your matchup to decide against the Steelers.
David Njoku? He didn't have a target today. He didn't even have a target.
0.
Then throw to him one time.
And I really thought he was, again, last week in FanDuel, I played Duke Johnson because I'm looking at it. I go, this sets up perfect for what Duke Johnson can do. I should have known that they're too dumb to use him. And then I come back this week and I go, this is another good matchup for Duke Johnson, but it's a better matchup for David Njoku. And they don't throw him the ball at all. It does not make sense. When you look at tight ends around the league, they've been killing the Steelers. Not us, though.
Not us.
Nope, we don't even throw him the ball. Oh, but we'll wait till the game's over, and then we'll start feeding the ball to Seth the Valve. Come on, dude. No, we'll just keep throwing the ball to Ratley and keep throwing the ball to Callaway. Callaway has another drop today, early in the game. I don't know if this. I almost feel like the offense is beyond repair at this point. And are they making so? Be like Mike, on Twitter. He said. He's like, God, I'd rather them just pull Mayfield for the rest of the season just so he doesn't get hurt. I'm almost wondering if that is a better idea because they're just making him worse by throwing him out here with this, this terrible offensive line and whatever they're trying to do with these silly game plans. Not using the players who are actually good on your team.
Yeah.
Use the actual good players. Well, it says next to his name, it says TE. That means tight end. Therefore, we can't play him anywhere on the outside because that's only for guys that have a WR next to their name. That's the way we do it because we're football guys.
Football guys.
What'd Landry have on the day? Because, $16 million. What's $16 million get you from Landry today?
12 targets. It gets you, first of all, because you got to throw the guy the ball. That's 12 targets.
He's going to get targets.
8 receptions, 39 yards.
Oh, wow. Just tearing it up. Now, if he got paid based upon his targets, he's earning every penny because he's getting so many targets. The guy gets so much opportunity every single week to make big plays. It's unbelievable. Now, granted, Mayfield overthrew him a couple times where he could have made some solid plays today. But 8 receptions, 39 yards. Great. So all these things that you have him doing, would you rather see Duke Johnson with the ball in his hands running or Jarvis Landry? Who's the better runner with the ball in their hands in open space?
Well, you can see Duke right from the get. Like they get him the ball twice, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna grab some first downs here. Don't mind if I do."
And then you get back. I don't know. Maybe his injury was so bad that he was just sort of a decoy on the few plays that he played later. Because he hobbled off.
Yeah.
That's the only excuse. I will grant you that excuse, Todd Haley, if that's the case. If it comes back that, oh, no, he just cramped up for a second or something like that, and you still only threw 3 balls, what do you have? Yeah, three targets, 2 catches, and that's all you can find for the guy?
Hey, if someone's going to find a wide receiver, though, it's going to be Dorsey. And he went out and got Perriman, who had 1 target, no catches, and I think I had a holding call. Good work there. This guy's been solid.
It's unwatchable. It's seriously unwatchable. I don't blame anybody if they go, I'm taking this season off too. I told you, if you don't want to watch shitty football, take off the last 2 seasons. You might have to you might have to take off one more. And this is what my worry was. Like, we're talking about road to redemption. Like, the team is very close to being there. And what did I say at the beginning of the year? Like, okay, the team's really close, but we still have this one issue, that being Hugh. And we could be more like the Jaguars in their last year, where they before Doug Marrone took over, where they went like 4-12. It could be that year, and then we turn around, we come back next year, and we're a playoff team and ready to take over the league. So
yeah, I sort of like watching Mayfield play. I love watching Chubb run the ball. He had 18 carries, 65 yards. Dude's explosive, doesn't get tackled easy. I mean, He's fun to watch, and the defense is creating turnovers. They don't get any points off the turnovers, but for the most part, the defense is fun to watch, except when the Steelers go, all right, let's just run screens and give the ball to Connor for the rest of the game, and they ain't no stopping that shit.
It just looks like they're just so worn out, though, man.
Yeah.
It looks like they're dead.
I would literally run screen pass against the Browns and jet sweeps 100% of the time. I would never throw the ball downfield. I would just run screen, jet sweep, and hand the ball off. That's it.
Well, we commended Dorsey for making the cornerback. He redid the cornerback room and he added depth. And we said there's serious depth there. But we talked about the lack of depth on the defensive line, and the depth that they did have there with Nassib and Meter, they cut. And meanwhile, you have Carl Davis, who you pick up. He's not even on the active roster today. You have you bring Anthony Zettel in. Well, you had a better player with Nassib, and then you bring in Zettel. Well, like, what's the point of doing that? You actually went backwards slightly. He got a few snaps today, but you have nobody to rotate in for Myles Garrett. You have nobody to come in for Ogunjobi and to give you a breather. And I think that is why we're just getting gashed over and over in the run. The guys are so damn tired up front. A lot of these times you have Agba playing the 3-tech. You're moving him inside so you can get Avery on the outside, which is a much easier defensive front to run against. Right. You give up Danny Shelton for peanuts. At least if I'm not saying Danny Shelton's going to make your team awesome. You don't even have to start the guy, but you're telling me he can't give you some quality snaps per game. You're telling me if you play him 25 snaps in a game, he's not going to be able to give you some quality 25 snaps. Right, of course he can. Yeah.
If we're up 14-0 and you slide Agba inside and put what's the guy you just mentioned, Avery outside of him,
Carl,
that's great. Yeah, let's do it. But when we're down 14, they're going to run us over.
Yeah.
Agba can't play
and they had
inside.
no problem running.
He's just not that dude to play inside.
Yeah, I mean, he's not meant to play against the run against guards. Like, of course he's gonna get pushed around. I mean, I like the thought process behind it. Is, hey, you're gonna increase your pass rushing. It's good. It's a good thing. But yeah, you do that when you're up. Like, if you're getting your ass handed to you, guess what? They're just going to run it down your throat, and you better have some guys in there at that time to stop the run.
Well, Chad Thomas was active today, but I can't find him on the box score.
Has he ever been found on a box score? He is the Where's Waldo of box scores. If you can find him, you get a prize. Like, it's
like third pick in the third round.
Yep.
Awesome.
Amazing. But hey, John Dorsey will find us a wide receiver because he can do it. He can do it. He's the wizard. He's a Wizard of Oz, man. You go to him, you need courage, he'll give you courage. You need a heart, he'll find you a heart. You need a wide receiver, he's got those for you too. Here's your diploma. Here you go. You need a defensive lineman? That's what I do. I grant you wishes. All right, well, here's what I want. Go find me a goddamn head coach.
We need a head coach.
Find me one now. Yeah. Find me the best. Find me one now. And there's names out there. I watched the Matt Campbell in Iowa State yesterday against TCU or whoever they played, Texas Tech, I'm sorry. Interesting name. Not a lot of experience. The guy who I really want, and nobody's talking about this, I think a lot of this gets run by these guys' agents put it out there that, hey, this guy's looking for an NFL job. Right. And then they go, oh, okay, well, these are the candidates that we're hearing from agents that are getting put out there. If I'm an NFL team right now, I have one guy on my list, and I will pay him a boatload of money, and that is Kirby Smart from Georgia. And I go down there, and he makes $4.5 million at Georgia, and I say, I will pay you $8 million. I will double your salary or whatever it takes to get you to come to the Cleveland Browns, set up the organization properly, tell Dorsey what kind of players you want. He will go out there and find those players for you. You work with him. He sees talent. He recognizes talent. He changes up his schemes to fit the players that are there. He's all about setting up an organization to let everybody know this is your exact job. This is what you do. Okay, you're the player personnel guy. This is your job. Boom. You have to. These are your tasks. You will not do more. You will not do less. You just follow this. It's do your job. It's the same thing Patriots do. His saying is attack the day. Every single day, do what is on your list, what you're asked to do. It's all about discipline, which obviously this team completely lacks. Did you read the Jason Lockenfor? We give Jason Lockenfor plenty of heat on this show in the past, but he wrote an article today about Hugh and the lack of discipline. Did you happen to read that?
I did not read it.
Okay, well, in his article, he basically says in the organization they're very irritated, obviously, with his press conference that just happened, and then players are showing up late and aren't being disciplined. They're showing up not in proper attire for travel, not being disciplined. Hugh's not following through, on saying, hey, that's why they go, he's a player's coach. We can do what we want. Well, this team obviously lacks one thing, and that's discipline. We see it every single week when we got how many penalties we have this week?
Penalties, 7 for 52.
Okay, and that's like a good week for us. We look at that and we go, hey, only 7. Most teams, most coaches like Bill Belichick's losing his goddamn mind. We had 7 penalties for 52 yards.
Yeah, like 5 of them on Harrison.
Yeah. Yep. So we need to find a guy who's going to come in here and be an organizational guy. He doesn't need to be the best. You need to have a guy that can actually bring in real coaches. A guy that's so good at his job, people want to come learn under him. Because I was having this discussion with somebody else. They said, who is Hughes? I can't remember who it was. I wish I could credit them. Because they say, who is like, you know how they always talk, well, these guys are the Andy Reid tree. This is the Bill Belichick tree of coaches. Who would be the Hugh Jackson tree of coaches if it existed? Like, what names would you look at with this coaching staff that you go, wow, there's a couple up and coming coaches right there that are going to make good head coaching candidates one day.
Right.
Name them.
0.
He's got so many garbage coaches around him where we literally have these discussions going, you can't fire Hugh because you can't promote anybody. Because the staff is so terrible around him, nobody nobody that has any promise in the league wants to go and work for Hugh Jackson. You go there when it's your last chance. Greg Williams goes, I had 7 other jobs before this, and 7 other teams wanted to hire me. Well, great, but that's it. Like you've worked your way around you're at the end of your road. You're not bringing in new concepts. You're not new. Your old way of thinking. You're thinking old football. We need somebody to come in and instill a new, this is the way we're going to do things. This is the way football is being played now, not the way it was played 20 years ago.
Right, we're past that. Yeah,
we need to establish the run. I
would just hire a good leader. I don't even know if the head coach needs to be even like a football guy. Just bring in a good leader, organizational guy. And then let him go, hey, these 2 dudes, this guy can run the offense, this guy can run the defense. I don't have to fuck with that. Put a bug in my ear when we go for it, when to call timeout. Somebody make those decisions, and then I can talk to the media good.
Yeah. Well, I think that is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the best leader, because then the chips fall where they should. Like if you have good leadership, then you're going to be able to get in quality coaches around them. You're going to be able to attract quality staff, and a lot of them already have them. Like they're already working with good staff, and they have a good name out there, and they know that hey, this guy is one of the top leaders around. You want to go learn football? Go work with him for 5 years.
Yeah, they can.
Bill Belichick goes through all these good coaches, they go through. Look, Andy Reid loses like an offensive coordinator every single year, or a defensive whatever.
Right.
They go and work with these guys for 3 years, and then guess what? The next guy comes in, and why can they keep putting out the same kind of, they keep putting out just the work stays the same. It's a different guy, but you can get the same stuff out of him because the leadership is there. It's it's instilled in the organization of this is how we do things. And if you don't do that, you're gone. That's why Dorsey's one, when the whole Josh Gordon thing was going around. Well, to me, he wasn't good for the organization. And Dorsey, I think, is doing that. I think Dorsey wants to set up a good organization, and he's trying. And he's trying to get that trash out. If Corey Coleman didn't fit that, get his ass out. I 100% back that up. But you need a coach that also is in line with that thinking. Hugh is not. He is not that. He has proven that he is the opposite of good leadership.
Hugh thinks if I get some wins, then I'm safe. Then I can continue this terrible job that
100%. And it's not about that. That's why I don't sit here and go 3-36-1 or whatever the hell Hugh's record is. It's not about that to me. Records come wins will come with a good organization. Wins will come along when you have good leadership in there. They come together.
Right.
But until you have it, you're going to keep doing this, and you're going to have one guy. Hugh just keeps passing off the buck to somebody else. Offense sucks this week, and they'll probably try to fire Haley or whatever after the week, and then he'll take over the offense. And if they make some type of slight improvement, then they'll say, "See Haslam," and then Haslam, who's obviously a bad leader, also he set up one business that that got busted by the feds. He's been a bad leader since he's been here. That's proof by the organization that he's had set up to this point, and he'll probably fall for it. That's where we're at with Browns fans. We're so worried about our owner making boneheaded decisions because he has so many times in the past that we don't know what the future holds. This, to me, I look at the roster, I go, this future is really bright, and a lot of good things, are going to happen here in the near future. But you have to get it right. It's not. It shouldn't be this hard to find a guy to come in here and lead this team. There's plenty of really good leaders out there. The problem is, can Jimmy Haslam evaluate what a good leader is? Because he has shown that he cannot do that in the past.
# fire Jimmy Haslam. Can the owners be fired? I don't know.
What's it called where they just take, they go, hey, we found oil underneath your house and we're going to take your house. Public domain, right?
Eminent domain.
Yeah. Can we do that with the Browns? Is that we found a good team underneath this pile of shit that you're trying to put out there. We got to take back the team, buddy.
Right. Publicly owned by the city of Cleveland, and then we can hire our own people. But you probably don't want to hold a vote for that because
no.
From what I've seen on Twitter, it would be a terrible. We would still, even the people would make a terrible hire. So I think we should just go with Coach Calipari or something. Just hire a basketball guy. He's such a good leader, Just bring him in.
You already hired a baseball guy with analytics. You see where that got you? 1 in 31.
Just a dude that can go, hey, this guy can lead my offense. They can those type of guys can look a dude in the eye and go right away this guy's going to be successful. They know it.
Yep.
They know it.
Well, and they have an eye for talent. I don't think Hugh has an eye for talent. I think that's obvious, and I don't know why people keep arguing. Why do you what proof do you have that he doesn't know talent? Well, because he keeps putting out guys that aren't good. He keeps trying to force guys down our throats that aren't as good as the guys that are behind him. Or it's plain as day to me. I don't know how other people can't see that. He has a problem evaluating talent. Well, you can't be a head coach. You can be an offensive coordinator or whatever because you don't control that. When you're the head coach, you have a lot of say over what your roster is. It's not just 100% the GM. It has to be, you're working together with the GM. It has to be a collaborative thing. These are the guys I have to have on my team. Now, when you get down to the bottom of the 53, the last 4 or 5 guys on the roster, those might be John Dorsey's guys. He can do what he wants with those. But Hugh Jackson has to say, these are the guys I have to have and work together. And then after that, it's fair game for Dorsey.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
He can't he can't evaluate those players, though. He can't tell you which ones are good and which ones aren't. It's a problem. You have got to have that. We don't. That's clear as day.
No, I agree. It's almost ridiculous that there was even like early in the game, it just didn't feel like I just didn't feel that excited about the game. Yeah, I kind of felt like there was the Browns were sort of running through the motions, put up like 6 quick points, missed a field goal, and then I had that feeling like we're gonna get run over here in a minute. It just didn't seem like energy or fuel or.
Yeah, I mean, I was worried about it the whole time. We talked about that in pregame. Is like, hey, this is a tough game.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good. The Steelers have been playing better. The Browns have actually been playing worse.
Well, we got Kansas City next week. I mean, that's not going to be a walk in the park either.
Yeah, there's something where Baker is just not letting it rip. I don't know if there's, where he was so early, he was just going back and letting it rip, and I'm not seeing that. There's something, if it's the pressure or if it's not the pressure like physical, not like mental pressure, but like, the physical pressure from the line giving up guys through the middle or guys around the edge, or it's just wide receivers not getting open. I think it's a little bit of all that. It's a little bit of all that.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have much of an opportunity to just take his drop, put his foot in the ground, take 2 looks and throw it because there's somebody on him by then. It's not a lot of time.
Yeah. Well, how about that one spinning play that he made that where Landry actually went for 21 or 20 yards? It was actually a good play, but Baker makes the play.
Right. Should have been sacked.
I mean, that's all Baker getting. Yeah, should have been sacked again. Yeah. Spins out of pressure from Bud Dupree and TJ Watt, who were probably untouched on the play like usual.
How does TJ Watt just get untouched? How does either of them just untouched to the backfield?
We're gift wrapping them sacks. Like, here, you need more money for your next contract. Here, let us help you out because you can go to the bargaining table. Remember when I got 7 sacks against the Browns? Yeah, we were at the game. Nobody blocked you the whole time, so we're not going to pay you extra for unblocked sacks.
All right. I think we've wasted enough time with this game. We haven't really went through the game. There's really nothing to talk about. Browns got smashed. I could have just played Black Ops 4 all day and been, like in a much better mood than watching this and having to chart it and then having to talk about it for 45 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's what surviving the season's all about.
I'm
sticking it out between a tough time. Don't pull a Hugh on me. Don't pull a Hugh on me when it going gets tough. When you lose it. This is the times we got to step up because the people need us most. We're here for you.
Yeah. All right. You want to go? Let's get out of here.
That's it. I got nothing else. We'll come back. I want to watch this tape. Me and Hugh, we're going to study it together.
Awesome. What's our Twitter?
You can hit us up on Twitter at STS Podcast, and our email is
survivingtheseason@gmail.com, patreon.com/STS Podcasts. If you want to support the show, if anyone's actually still listening to Brown's podcasts, thank you for the ratings and for paying attention to us for one more week. Good times are coming. We'll get through it. It's going to be a tough rest of the season, but let's enjoy the show and see if we can get on the other side. What do you say, Greg?
Yep, I'm with you.
All right. #Road to Redemption. Tell them what we say.
Keep on surviving.